Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Wednesday, April 21st, 2010. Well, folks, a fun little day on Wall Street today. Not a ton of volatile moves up and down in a big spread, but you do have these tiny moves up and down that are going on in this market. The market, again, has sold off. Now, this is somewhat of an impressive sell-off only because of the fact that Apple's earnings were so good and the market is yet to rally on them, all right? And again, we started out the day with a little bit of upside today, but ultimately it was given all back. And as you can see, the markets are shooting lower now towards the lows of the day, which just so happen to be the technical level of the 200 moving average. This is very, very important to understand, folks. And again, let me reiterate what I'm trying to tell you here. Apple comes out with great earnings last night. Spiders are up after hours. The Qs are up after hours. NASDAQ futures, Dow futures, S&P futures are all trading up on the upside off of Apple's unbelievable blockbuster numbers. And today we're seeing the markets negative on the day. Now, just to give you a sense of where the markets are, they're not down in a huge amount, but that's not, again, the point. Dow is down about 17 points. NASDAQ down about 4 points. And S&P is down about 4.5. So really about 0.25% across the board. And look at the markets hitting double bottom. You do have support here, folks. Possible scalping play if you're an intraday trader would be right here at the double bottom at the 200 moving average. You can already see a little bit of a bounce coming in. If you take out this 200 moving average, the next spot you're going to go to is this pivot low from yesterday, gap window on the charts. And again, this is live action as I'm giving you play by play. And again, if you want the hardcore analysis, you either got to join the intraday stock chat or the research center, which again, we give you plays every day to look for, to play, to make money off of, in and out every day. Let's go and make some money. Now, bottom line is, take a look at what again happened. The market gapped slightly higher, initially got a push, and then since that push, the market fell back down, pausing on each moving average right here, then right here, and you can see the 20 moving average and the 50 moving average, and then breaking down, hitting the 200 moving average. So see how it's like a stepping stone? Down to the 20, pause, down to the 50, pause, down to the 200, and then bounce. Where do we go? We bounce back to this key trend line, which happens to coincide with the key level from yesterday's highs. That's where we bounce back to. Then what happens next? You fall down to this pivot low, which again mirrors this pivot right here in this consolidation. At that point, you get another bounce back to the 50 moving average and then a retrace to a double bottom. This is double bottom again, and as you can see, it's worthy of a little bit of a micro scalp here on the charts. And again, if this breaks, you're going to go down here to the 120.15 level, which again is the low from yesterday and a very, very key pivotal point on the chart. So watch the charts right now, guys. Market again is showing a little bit of weakness. Now, by no means are we down a lot. I want to make that clear, folks, as the spiders again pound on that 200, trying to break it down. But the key again has to be known that Apple Computer, again, with the monstrous earnings that are sending it higher by about 5% here, and let me show you Apple's charts, and we'll come back to the spiders in a minute. I mean, this is Apple's chart. This is where Apple closed yesterday. This is where Apple's currently trading today, just off the highs of the day by about $1.25. But in any case, the key is, again, that you would think that the best stock out there, and by the way, Apple, bar none, is the top of the line stock. You would think that with this stock up like this, the rest of the market would be getting a boost. Every other stock would say, well, listen, if Apple's doing this well, they all must be doing well. Let's buy these other stocks. That's not happening today, and it has to be kind of kept in mind right now that could be a key signal to continue to watch for. So again, I continue to alert you guys to that aspect, as I think it could be a little bit of a huge thing to continue to focus on. So let's keep a close eye on it and continue to watch it throughout the day into the afternoon session. Again, tonight's nightly video could be a big video as we go in depth in the reversal type market action from this morning's little push up. Now again, spiders, going back to the spiders, and look at this, folks. You're trying to break it, but again, you're still on it. If you come down here, this is going to be your next buying opportunity for a little bit of a micro scalp opportunity. And again, this is micro trading, which is done in the intraday stock chat for those of you that are interested. More if you're interested in the swing trades, you want to focus on the research center, which again gives you everything listed under the research center for $49.99 a month. And just this week, we banked, I don't even know, tens of thousands of dollars in profits just off the calls in there. I mean, you had a 20% mover yesterday. You had a nice pop today in something that we alerted to yesterday. I mean, it's left and right profits. But notice again, folks, the market not giving up on the 200 moving average, still wants to bounce here. And again, we'll see how much of a bounce you can get out of the SPY at that 200. Now, volume today is okay. It's not spectacular. It's not horrible. It's at 130 million right now in the SPY. Projected out, that gives us about 160, 170 million for the day, which again is right in that middle range from good or to bad volume, which again, bad volume would be somewhere in the range of 100 million to 125 million, and good volume would be over 200 million, which again generally dictates a down day when you get that type of volume. Goldman Sachs today down again. After yesterday's great earnings, the stock gapped up, then fell down, closing negative. Today we are seeing Goldman Sachs down another dollar as it continues to decline. The volume or the price level on Goldman Sachs that will be support will be the low here at approximately 155, and if you get through that, you could go easily down on the daily chart to a level of 148 to 147. Now, what else do we want to look at today? We talked about Apple. We all know Apple had a nice solid day today up on earnings, but really everything else that I'm looking at except Amazon on the tech side is negative. Now, we have more earnings today after the close on the tech side, so keep an eye on that. And tomorrow is Amazon's report after the bell as well, along with Microsoft and some other key tech stocks. Watch those as well. ExxonMobil and Chevron are showing weakness. ExxonMobil started up very strong today. Look at the chart here on the intraday. Had a nice push initially. That's why the market got a bid. And then look since then, really coming down. This will be your intraday scalping opportunity right here on the intraday chart of Exxon if it hits it. That will be your level. That's at approximately 68.50. A pierce to 68.50 would be a nice little long scalping opportunity. Taking a look at Chevron as well. CVX, let's talk about that. Look at that. Same thing. 200 moving average right down here will be good. Although what I do see right here, check this out, guys. Look at this. There's your secondary. This is your scalp play right now that's working out. Look, why is that impressive? Because it's gap fill. Know your levels, guys. This is something we teach in the Research Center. We teach you which plays to look for on your plays. Doesn't matter what chart it is. Doesn't matter what time frame. Gap fill on any chart is going to be a good, successful level to be a play off of. And look at the bounce on Chevron you're getting here. And that's going to help the markets survive the 200 moving average. If we go back to the SPY, take a look at this. You're still hovering on that, starting to inch up a little bit. And that's because of Chevron and Exxon finding those support levels. JP Morgan's actually having a nice little drop today, guys. Look at JP Morgan. I mean, this is an ugly drop on JPM. Look at that cliff dive. There was a lot of support right here. Look at this support level right here. From this period to this, it broke, and look at the catapult to the downside. But what level did JP Morgan just come into? Take a look. See this pivot high, gap fill right here? Draw your line directly across, and you're right inside of that level now. Right in this general range. That is going to be a little bit of support on JP Morgan as well. All right, so the plays continue to hold up here. Market, again, weak. Considering Apple, you have to take that as a little bit of a possibility of a negative bias to the market just based on the fact that on Apple's earnings. I mean, the mentality that I have right now is this, guys. If Apple's earnings can't keep the market up here, that's got to tell us something about going forward. So you have to watch this very carefully. For those of you in the Research Center, we all know what we're looking for to base off whether or not we see confirmation or not. That's especially what we're looking for now in the next couple days to watch for. Keep an eye on that. It could be a significant signal for us on the direction of this market. If you don't get it, then you continue to look for that possibility of light volume propping. If you do get it, you could see a nice little move on the markets again continuing here. So we'll watch very, very closely in the remainder of this day and see where things close. All right. Other than that, let's pop back to a couple other charts here on the intraday chart. Let's see what else we want to look for. Apple, again, is having a good day. We all know that. But Google is down about $1.50 and Baidu down about $9. Baidu's been on a wild ride recently. Went to 650, pulled back to 600. Then yesterday it closed at 637, 638, or came up to around the 635 area. And today is dumping another $9. So you're seeing a very volatile change. By the way, in spirit of bear flag on Baidu right here. Look at this. Down move, consolidation, triangular pattern. It's starting to break down. This would be a shorting opportunity on Baidu from the looks of things, probably until about the double bottom here for a little bit of a profit. But in any case, you can see how these plays continue to work out. If you know the technicals, you can make money, bottom line, bar none. All right, it's just understanding the keys, and then again in the Research Center, that's what we're going to give you guys. And again, as we continue to upgrade that Research Center, give you more and more services in there as we continue to grow as a company. We'll talk to you guys later tonight. Join the Research Center. I'll be giving a whole synopsis on this market, hardcore technicals, 40-minute video tonight in the Research Center for those of you that join. Come on, join us. We'll see you later.